Will Social Security beneficiaries be impacted by tariffs? We're going to answer that in today's video because that is the number one question that I've been receiving outside of, is a stimulus check coming? But that's what everybody wants. There's 72 million plus Americans that receive Social Security benefits every single month. And they want to know, are they going to be impacted? Well, today we're going to answer that question. I'm going to show you what's been going on and what we are likely to see moving forward. So make sure you stick around and watch this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. So again, if you enjoy these daily updates, do me one favor. Again, it's one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So right now, the big question is this. Are Social Security beneficiaries going to be benefited, or are they going to be hurt because of the tariffs that are going into place right now? Well, here's the truth. There are so many things that are impacting Social Security. Not just the Social Security Administration, but the Social Security Trust Fund as well, and also seniors. People that are on a fixed income are going to be impacted because of what is currently happening. Look at this. It says, I need Social Security to live. Many seniors are not using Social Security as a way to give them more money. It's just a way to give them some money. The majority of Americans don't have pensions. They don't have retirement accounts that they can fall back on. Because keep in mind, the goal with Social Security when it first came out was to supplement your retirement, not to provide your full benefit. That's where we've kind of gotten away from, but that's also why millions of people are really struggling at this time. So that's the first one. People need Social Security. It's not something that they would be okay without. It's something that they absolutely need, or they can't live. They can't pay their rent. They can't put food on the table. They can't pay for medications. They can't pay for anything because, again, they can't work. This is one of the reasons why there are proposals out there that lawmakers are trying to get seniors back into the workforce. And I've talked about this before, where there is a proposal that hasn't made it to the House or the Senate yet, but there's a plan in place where if seniors go back to work, then those people could actually see no Social Security benefit tax, which means you keep all that money. Okay, that would be good. But again, this requires people to go back to work. One of the reasons why many businesses let people go as they get older is because in some cases they could become somewhat of a liability if they slip or fall, and it kind of goes on the company. So that's one of the things that has been said. Now, I want to show you this though. Seniors and veterans share a concern about the future of Social Security. They say it's dreadful. Nobody knows what's going to happen, myself included. I don't know what's going to happen. President Trump doesn't know what's going to happen. Lawmakers in Congress have no clue what's going to happen. Because right now, in order to provide some type of Social Security reform, you need every single person on board. Okay? Yes, you can pass it with a simple majority, but in most cases you have to have 60 votes in the Senate, and right now Republicans don't have it, and Democrats, even when they did have control of the Senate, they didn't have the votes either. But listen to this. Here's the reason why Social Security is going to be hit hard by tariffs. It's because of what has happened, not just over the past several days, but over the past several months. Here's what's going on. Tariffs are going to cause prices to go up. We know this. Some say it's only going to be temporary, and I believe it will be temporary. But how long is temporary? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 6 months? Is it 4 years? That we don't know. But I would expect prices are going to continue to go up at least for 6 months to potentially a year. The expectation right now, though, is we could be in a recession. But listen to this. Tariffs are going to go up. This is going to cause, tariffs are going to cause prices to go up. As prices go up, people will stop buying goods. As retailers feel that pain, they will turn to layoffs to bring down their costs and still remain profitable. Because keep in mind, at the end of the day, these companies have to answer to their shareholders. This is why the stock market is such a big deal, and it's a driver in this economy. Okay, so as retailers lay people off, workers will not be getting paid, which means if they're not getting paid, they're not paying into Social Security. As a result, the Social Security income or revenue will drop, potentially pushing the insolvency date much sooner. Keep in mind, Social Security's insolvency date is 2034. If we dip into a recession, depending on how long that recession lasts and how deep it goes, we could actually see that date go from 2034 to potentially 2031 or 2032 based off what experts are saying. So again, that means your cut of a 22% cut to your benefits right now, that could happen not in 2034, but in 2031 or 2032. Again, that's 6 to 7 years away. That's a huge problem. So number one, tariffs are going to play a role in that. Here's another one. Will seniors feel the impact of these tariffs soon, like immediately? The answer is yes. Here's how. Yes, we see prices are rising at the stores, but as prices rise at the stores, okay, you are seeing right now these stores the stocks are dropping because Wall Street knows that as people have less money, they stop spending. If they stop spending, it means less profit. Okay? Here's the issue. As prices go up, people stop buying. What happens is the stocks are selling off. The companies that are going to be impacted the most: Nike, Nvidia, okay, Amazon, Apple, okay, just to name a few. These are selling off. Just look at this. Okay, the Dow Jones plunges 2,200 points as tariff turmoil rocks markets. Okay, that's the Dow. Look at this one right here, though. This one is interesting because this is something most people don't even realize. It says right here, Donald Trump's second term is off to a rocky start as Wall Street suffers record $11 trillion hit since Inauguration Day, including $6 trillion in 48 hours. Just the past 2 days, okay, April 3rd and April 4th, 2025, were disastrous. The stock market sold off. It dropped. Here's the problem. If you are a senior that has a retirement account and you're using that retirement account to help you pay for things, depending on where you had your money sitting, that money could be 20% less, which means you are going to receive less money. Okay, there's two ways that you go about it. Number one, you'll live off that money and you live off the same amount every single month. But if it drops, here's the problem, you run out of money sooner. So instead of reaching, age 80 or 85 or wherever you ran it out to, you might run out of money in the next 5-10 years. Here's the second thing. You can lower your amount so you still retire and you still have money until age 80, 85, or 100, depending on how long out you go. But you could lower your amount. The problem there is, do you have enough money for food? Do you have enough money for utilities and rent and maybe a car payment or medicine and things like that? Some people just won't. That's part of the issue. So again, I'm bringing this to your attention because people are asking the same question. Okay? Is how am I going to be impacted by these tariffs if I'm currently collecting Social Security benefits? There's multiple ways you're going to be impacted. Keep this in mind. As we see markets sell off, as we see the American people stop spending, tax revenue is going to come down. Okay? The tax revenue here in the United States is going to drop. As the tax revenue drops, here's the issue. Republicans are trying to get out of a deficit spending, which means we are only spending what we make in a year. Here's the issue. If revenue drops, that means we can only spend up to that amount. Well, there's some issues. There's some other things going on as well. I'm not getting into that, but which could complicate matters. But if revenue's here, we can spend up to that amount. Here's the issue though. Revenue's coming down, which means we have to bring our costs down. We have to bring down our expenses. That's exactly what Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency are trying to do, is bring down our expenses to make the United States more efficient. Here's the issue though. We are seeing layoffs right and left from federal agencies. It's just layoff after layoff. But the problem is, again, these people are getting laid off, which means some of them are not paying into Social Security. There's an issue there. But then as these people get laid off, here's the problem. Okay, they get laid off, meaning our expenses are coming down. Great. Okay, our revenue's here. But if our revenue keeps dropping, okay, because more people are getting laid off, they can't spend money, they don't have it, right? As our revenue keeps dropping, layoffs. We have to keep laying people off to bring down our expenses. So again, this could turn into a devastating cycle, but that's kind of where we're at. So again, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you how long these tariffs are going to last, if they're going to be effective, if they are going to replace federal income taxes. I don't know any of that stuff. Okay? Even President Trump doesn't know. Even some of the smartest economists in the world don't know if this is going to work. So I just want to bring that to your attention so that you can prepare, because again, I have a feeling this next week in the stock market, it could be another rough one. But again, we're going to have to wait and see. So that's what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.